It's MasterChef.
We're looking for a great amateur cook who can make it as a professional.
Someone who can turn out exceptional food.
To win MasterChef would be like winning the lottery.
I wouldn't have come down here if I didn't think I could win it.
This is one tough competition.
You only have one life, basically, and I want to make the most of it.
Whoever wins, it'll change their life. Cooking doesn't get tougher than this.
These 6 contestants all dream of becoming a top chef. But only one will make it through to the quarter-final.
These guys want to pit their skills against the best amateur cooks in the country.
We know what we're looking for. We know the good cooks. Who's going to show us what they've really got? Because at the end of this, 3 of them are going home.
You have to show John and I that you have some culinary talent. You only have this one opportunity.
Let's cook.
The contestants have 50 minutes to invent a dish and cook it from any of today's ingredients, which include trout, sugar snap peas, potato, polenta, beetroot, eggs, broccoli and tomato puree. 25-year-old Lydia was bitten by the cooking bug at an early age.
I've just always had the passion since I was a little girl. Everything I cooked, I just loved people telling me what they thought of it, how I could make it better. It's just always been there.
Lydia, what are you cooking for us?
I'm stuffing a fish with some herbs. I'm serving that with pureed beetroot, with a little bit of horseradish and a hint of lemon in it.
What style of food is it that you're really into?
My mum's from Poland, so she's taught me different sort of Polish dishes. The beetroot and the horseradish, that's traditional sort of Polish.
Are you a good cook, Lydia?
I believe so, yes.
Good.
Recruitment consultant Simon gets the inspiration for his food from the wild.
To a lot of people, gardens are just gardens. To other people, hedgerows are just things by the side of the road. To me, they're menus, they're supermarkets.
You pick for wild foods as well?
Yes, as far as I can.
Fantastic. So a lot of veg in your cookery?
A lot of veg and a lot of different flavours, like sort of garden snails.
Becoming a first-time dad has given Jason the extra push he needs to pursue a career in food.
My dream would ultimately be to have my own restaurant so I can provide for my family. That's really what I'd love to do.
What do you do at the moment, Jason?
I work in media sales, so it's, you know, tough. Got a little boy who's 7 weeks old.
Oh,
yeah, so he's keeping me up.
So that has to beg the question, what about energy level getting through a competition like this, Jason?
Yeah, of course I'm tight. But, you know, I'm going to give it a good go and see how far I can get.
Good. Ladies and gentlemen, you've got about 10 minutes left.
Single mum Emma is a beauty therapist, but in her own kitchen, she's anything but immaculate.
My weaknesses are I'm extremely messy and I'm clumsy. I'm a bit accident prone, so I've got to be very aware of what I'm doing.
Whoa! Wait!
Emma, you seem to be working in what I would call a mess.
That is normal.
And is that your style of cookery? Messy, confused?
No. When I'm cooking, it just looks messy, but it tastes good.
OK.
Ambitious cook Keith hopes to impress by making his own pasta.
I'm going to do a ravioli with an egg yolk in the middle of it.
Will the egg yolk be cooked?
It'll be oozy and runny if I get it right.
What's your dream? What's your cookery dream?
I'd like to have a restaurant one day, but I think ultimate accolade, I think if you were within this area, would be one day to have a Michelin star.
Keith, you really do believe you're good enough to win this competition, then?
I wouldn't be here otherwise. I want to win this so much that I'm prepared, if I progress, to give up my honeymoon.
After 20 years as a milliner, Sharon thinks it's time to hang up her hat and turn her hand to something new.
I'm a very creative and very good milliner, but I'm also a very creative and very good cook.
Sharon, what's the dream?
One day to have my own little bistro that does really unusual and eclectic dishes.
When you say unusual, what do you mean? You mean shocking unusual or interesting unusual?
Shocking unusual.
You've got just 5 minutes, guys.
It should be on your plate. You've got 1 minute left. That's it. Time's up. Step away.
Keith hopes his egg ravioli on a bed of sprouting broccoli will prove to be the perfect combination.
You don't have to look at that plate. You could look at your face to tell that things didn't go to plan.
No.
You've had a disaster here. We've got rock hard firm pasta and hard cooked egg inside. Even the broccoli needs draining off its waterlogs.
The egg yolk is broken and inside, almost like an egg and crust sandwich. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it, so I can expect anyone else to like it.
Wild food lover Simon has cooked trout fillet on watercress and onion with saffron bouillabaisse.
I don't think you've packed a load of flavour into that sauce. The prominent flavour is the fish. But you may cook a bit because there's nothing wrong there.
I think the fundamental idea of cooking that piece of fish inside paper is a very, very good one. So you're not a bad cook.
Right.
It's just a bit flat.
Lydia has cooked an Eastern European-inspired herb-stuffed trout with beetroot and horseradish.
Your fish is cooked beautifully. I love the sweetness of the beetroot. I like the heat that comes from the horseradish. I think it's a very tasty dish.
That fish is cooked really nicely. That's a pretty decent plate of food.
New dad Jason is serving up herb-stuffed trout with mashed potatoes, sugar snaps and broccoli.
Footballing terms, what we've got there is a game of two halves. I think your fish is nicely cooked, but you have very, very lumpy mashed potato and completely overcooked veg.
I don't normally cook mashed potato like that, I must admit.
I think your dish is very confused. It doesn't deliver the flavour considering all the ingredients you've got.
Beauty therapist Emma has made a trout stuffed with tomato puree with a side of garlic and potato puree.
I like your potato puree with that hint of garlic, but that tomato puree is so strong and so sweet. It's just like you've hit the fish with a hand grenade.
I don't know if I like it or not. I do feel you've got one too many ingredients. And that tomato paste is it. Is this good enough to put you through?
The tomato puree is not good enough, but my talent, my willingness to learn is.
Experimental cook Sharon hopes that her dish of trout and polenta with caper salsa will take her one step closer to a career change.
I don't mind the polenta. I feel as though it needs a little bit more seasoning in it. But what you've done is made that fish really stand out.
The fish is cooked marvellously, but the whole thing is very acidic because you've got a lot of wine going on in that polenta and then acid as well in your salsa. So I'm undecided with you. We've had some ups and downs, that's for sure. It's going to make for a very interesting judging decision.
Thank you very much. I think we've got some good cooks, and I think we've got some people with real promise. We actually had a few disasters today, though.
Poor Keith. I mean, in that fella's worst nightmares, he didn't envisage this. I mean, we ended up with an egg inside dog biscuit. It was like an envelope.
Even the broccoli underneath that that ravioli was sodden with water. It was not good at all. I think Keith should just go home. Jason's food's way too confused. I think he got quite lucky with the fish being cooked well, because he just put it as a whole fish and he baked it. But the fundamental parts of that dish were the potato puree, the lemon and caper sauce, and the vegetables. All three of those were wrong. Jason has to go home.
Yeah, I agree. I like Lydia. I think Lydia's fish was cooked perfectly. She let the fish be the star. She'd served it with one rough cut puree. No, I think I've seen enough to want to put her through to the next round.
Let's talk about Simon.
Yes.
He wanted to demonstrate lots of different skills. So he made a fish stock and a sealed parcel with all its goodness and the lovely fish. It was well prepared, it just didn't have the depth it needed.
I don't think Simon is quite the finished article yet, but he's on the right road, and he could be. He could be very, very good indeed. Simon's in, Lydia's in. Keith and Jason are out. That means we have to decide between Emma and Sharon.
Sharon filleted her trout, then she cooked her fish beautifully and she made polenta. She knows some good basics. That's important.
But Sharon made the polenta very acidic, because there's quite a lot of white wine in there, and also an acidic sauce.
I really, really want to go through to the next round, because the next round I get to show off exactly what I do.
I like the flavouring in Emma's potato puree, and I think she had a very, very well-cooked piece of fish. But, you know, the tomato puree in there, what was she thinking?
It does worry me that somebody doesn't know the basic flavours of a trout and will put them with such a strong flavour of tomato.
I really wanted to show the judges my passion and excitement about food.
Both Emma and Sharon have got a lot to do if they want to survive in this competition.
Tough decision.
This is a competition, and 3 of you are going to stay, and 3 of you are going home.
Lydia, you are staying in this competition, Lydia. Keith and Jason, I'm sorry, gentlemen, you are leaving us. Simon, we would like to see you cook some more, Simon. Emma or Sharon? Congratulations, Sharon.
I do feel as though I can win this now, yes.
Still quite buzzing with a lot of adrenaline. Yeah, happy to have got through.
I'm excited about going to the Pro Kitchen tomorrow. It's going to be a real adrenaline buzz.
Our 3 amateurs are now going to be sent to their first professional kitchen.
And they are just about to find out just how hard it really is. They're going to have the heat, pressure like they have never known it, and they're going to have to work at a pace they've never even dreamed of.
It's day 2, and the contestants arrive at Sartoria, a chic Italian restaurant in Mayfair, central London. Today, head chef Alan Marchetti will be expecting high-quality dishes from our 3 amateur cooks. After 2 hours of prepping, the first diners arrive.
Samarsha, 1 artichoke salad, 1 scallop.
Yes, chef.
Lydia gets straight to work on her starter, pan-fried scallops with asparagus salad.
You need to dress it before the salad.
Yep, there's some dressing on.
Well done, Lydia. Your first one is really good.
Really relieved to get my first one out. I'm just waiting for the next lot to come in.
Simon is cooking a main course of lobster spaghetti.
Hey, wait, 2 lobster and 2 rocket and parmesan.
Chef, I'm feeling fairly confident about first lobsters, yeah. Brandy, and how much about a tablespoon?
Simon must flambe the sauce by adding just the right amount of brandy to create a burst of flames. But under pressure, disaster strikes.
Oh,
He's dropped the pan and has to start all over again.
Samarsha, Rihanna Van, 1 beef fillet, 1 rocket and parmesan.
Meanwhile, Sharon sets to work on her main course, fillet of beef with olive mashed potatoes and hop sprouts.
2 fillet, 1 medium rare, Sharon, and 2 spinach with 1 potato.
The beef must be cooked to each customer's exact taste.
It's a little more medium rare.
Yeah.
Sharon focuses and manages to cook each piece to perfection.
Yes, perfect.
Thank you, Chef. I'm quite used to working under pressure, so I'm OK with the steak. It's good. I'm enjoying it really a lot.
With the lunch service in full swing, Simon's lobster spaghetti is proving very popular.
Hey, wait, 2 lobster spaghetti.
Chef.
Simon, 3 lobster, 1 in 4, 1 in 6, 1 in 10 minutes, please. Come on, Simon.
Si, chef.
And after his shaky start, he soon gets himself back on track.
Nice cooking, nice al dente. Very good, Simon. You're getting better and better.
Thank you, chef.
Orders for Lydia's dish are also coming in thick and fast.
1 scallop.
Yes, chef.
It's Lydia, come on, faster with the scallops, please.
But she's struggling to keep up.
Where's the lemon sauce?
You got 2 scallops, 3 scallops, 4 scallops all together, please.
I'm about 1 behind at the moment, just trying to catch up. They're really coming in quickly now, so just got to keep up the pace.
We need the 2 scallops really quick, please.
With the clock ticking, Lydia manages to get her scallops up and out just in the nick of time.
Thank you very much, Lydia. Really nice, this one.
Thank you, chef.
Across the kitchen, Sharon's also impressing the chef with her perfectly cooked fillets of beef.
Really nice cooking.
Thank you, Chef.
I'm waiting for 1 lobster next.
Si, chef.
And with service coming to an end, Simon's popular lobster pasta is a sellout.
No more lobster, chef.
Well done, Simon. Thank you.
Thanks,
You
chef.
sell really a lot today. End of the service. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chef.
2 hours and 80 covers later, what does head chef Alan think of our 3 amateurs?
Simon started a little bit slow in the beginning, and then it's getting better and better during the service. He had the busiest challenge in all the kitchen.
The lobster was the busiest dish. I think I've done myself justice in here, to be honest.
Lydia, she started really good. Then, after 3-4 scallops, she's not really sharp responding to the service.
I think when chef started shouting a bit more to hurry up, I realised that maybe I was a little bit too comfortable and had to step it up a little bit more.
Sharon was really good. She was really focused and paid really good attention to what she was doing.
I really love making hats, but this is just a good adrenaline rush as well, and it's really creative, and just the atmosphere is fabulous.
If I need to choose between all the guys, I will choose Simon.
It's now back to MasterChef HQ to cook their own 2-course meal.
This is really your chance to shine now, because this is your food.
1 hour. Let's cook.
Yesterday, Lydia impressed with her Eastern European-inspired dish, and working in the pro kitchen today has made her even more determined to pursue a career in food.
First time ever, professional kitchen?
Yeah.
How was it?
Brilliant. Really good fun. Loved every minute of it.
You seriously want to go out of that office and get into that sweaty, hard environment of a kitchen?
Yeah. If the opportunity for me is now for me to change my life, yeah.
Brilliant.
What are your dishes?
I'm going to do a tuna steak that's marinating in some teriyaki and fresh lime juice. The main is going to be a coriander stuffed chicken on a bed of mango and chilli couscous.
Good, Lydia.
I think, really, Lydia is playing a little bit safe.
Well, could be very, very tasty. It's all done really, really well.
Forager Simon impressed with his technical know-how. Now he's aiming to demonstrate his versatility.
I'm doing pork loin, braised in tamarind and coconut, with a sweet potato bhaji.
What's the other course?
I'm doing a tartadelle in honour.
You've got this weird and wacky main course,
Yeah.
followed by an Italian classic dessert. Why?
Because I don't want to be labelled as somebody who can just do traditional British cooking. And I've tried to base my menu around using different flavours, which hopefully won't have a big row in your mouth when you eat it all.
What are your weaknesses then, Simon?
pastry, to be honest, desserts.
So why have you decided to do a dessert? Is that slightly tactical?
Well, you could say tactical, but there's probably somebody in the room who quite likes desserts.
There's extraordinary main course and a very, very classic dessert. He has to get that absolutely right. The issue is going to be getting it all up on time. You have just 10 minutes left.
After scraping through the invention test, hat designer Sharon hopes that her creative food combinations fare better this time.
Tell us about your dishes today.
I am doing minted prawns on a bed of minted lettuce, and main course I'm doing rabbit with honeydew melon with a slight truffle oil drizzle.
I just can't get hold of your style of cookery, Sharon.
I'm not your normal everyday person, and that's probably how I cook.
Honeydew melon and truffle oil? Really?
She may be right, John, who knows?
You've got 5 minutes, guys.
Seconds. Time's up. Finished.
"25-year-old Lydia has made teriyaki and lime tuna steak with mixed peppers, followed by cumin chicken stuffed with coriander on a bed of mango and chili couscous."
I really like the flavour on that tuna. I like the flavour of the teriyaki on there, but it's very, very strong.
Okay.
I don't think you should have that balsamic vinegar in there.
Tuna is too dry. It wants to be pink through the middle. I like the sweetness and the tang of the flavours that you've got in there.
I like your flavours. I like the intense flavours that you've got on the plate. The fundamental mistake is the chicken is overcooked.
Yeah.
That lovely, deep, curry-like flavour almost of coriander, I think, is very, very good. Have you got what it takes to go further in this?
I do think I've got what it takes, but I've still got a way to go to learn the technical bits.
Experimental cook Sharon has made minted prawn and lettuce salad with avocado puree and crab snow. And for main, stuffed rabbit with wild mushrooms, melon, salad and truffle oil.
The prawns are sweet, the peas are lovely and crisp, the roasted crab on top gives it a really lovely, deep, salty flavour. Actually, Sharon, I think it's really, really tasty.
Unusual combinations, but those flavours and textures do work.
Thank you.
OK. Melon and rabbit, how mad can you be?
As a hatter?
I love the flavour of the mushrooms, the rabbit, the ham and the polenta. I don't like the honeydew melon at all, because that dish would have been perfect without the melon.
You created something really, really good here. They are great flavours, good textures. The melon is one ingredient too many.
Do you think that you have to do things like the melon with the rabbit?
You should not just eat the same things because that's what goes. If you don't experiment, you don't know.
Simon has gambled on pork loin braised in tamarind and coconut, served with a sweet potato bhaji. And for dessert, torta della nonna, a classic Italian tart.
Wow, that's one extraordinary flavour combination. Lots of interesting textures. The flavours, Simon, are really, really delicious.
Wow. Well, it's sour, it's sweet, and then it's a little hint chili as well. It's just very unusual.
Torta della nonna, filled with custard and ricotta and pine nuts. But the ricotta is still in the container.
Yes, it is.
What happened, Simon?
Well, basically, I forgot to put the ricotta in. Simple as, really.
Your pastry is very well made, but what I'm tasting is sweet egg. It's not very pleasant, unfortunately.
It's a crying shame. Because you've got no ricotta, it's too firm and it's too eggy.
Yeah. Obviously, if you're going to do a ricotta cheese tart, ricotta cheese is probably a vital ingredient for it, and I didn't put it in.
We're going to sit on the sofa and have a chat, and we'll call you back as soon as we have made our decision. Off you go.
I think we have a bit of a problem on our hands finding the quarter-finalist, because we have two unusual, creative cooks.
Lydia's food is not up to standard. A piece of tuna, some sweet peppers on the side of it, and then a chicken breast filled with some coriander and some couscous and mango. The flavours, OK, they were good, but it's not that exciting, it's not that extraordinary.
I'd love to go through. I'd love to show some more skill, because I know my flavours go well together.
By her own admission, she's not that technically gifted at the moment. Well, if she's not, I'm afraid this is the end of her journey.
We say goodbye to Lydia, and we have a conversation about Simon and Sharon. Sharon's starter of the prawns, the lettuce, the mint, it was all quite delicious. Her main course, a rabbit loin filled with polenta, wrapped in ham, perfect. Strewn with honeydew melon. But the amount of work that Sharon put in to those two dishes in the short period of time she had, and the way that food looks, makes me believe that actually she is very, very skilled.
I'll feel ecstatic if I get through to the next round. So, let's see.
I have a problem promoting such an experimental cook over Simon.
I really, really liked his main course. I liked the idea of the pork. I liked the way it was cooked in that coconut milk with the tamarind. Really interesting stuff. And the guy, he's interested in food. He's enthusiastic. He's passionate. You know, he goes foraging. It is exciting world to be in. Is it, though, that we forgive that mistake of that tort?
He did mess it up. He didn't put the ricotta cheese in. If you let him do it again, he wouldn't forget to put the ricotta in. Of course he wouldn't.
I think I made fundamental errors with my dessert, but I still believe I have a chance to go through.
This is a quarter-final place. Who's going to go further in this competition? We only have one place, but we have made that decision.
Our winner is Sharon.
I'm going to carry on pursuing cooking in my own way, I think. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day.
I wanted to get to the end, but to get through another step and get through to the second day today, I'm really proud of myself.
To have come this far is amazing. It's meaning more to me because now I'm thinking possibly I could win. So, you know, that is an adrenaline in itself. So I am really excited about it.
Sharon will be back for the quarter-final, where she'll face 3 other exceptional cooks.